check. So we got Vita Carnis. Let me go ahead and pull up the thing. That is so not the right screen region. There we go. That's better. 5 plus 2. Let's call that 8 because there's like a little bit extra. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, we'll call it. 25. We'll call it 26. That's 30, 33. Hour and 6. An hour and 11. Hour and 14. Hour and 14 plus 21 is like 35. Hour and 35. Hour and 40. Hour and 50. Hi, Abby. 6, 7, 8 plus the 9. It's like roughly 2 hours. Especially considering that I'm just going to talk quite a bit. And I have a feeling... Does she want to be held or is it hunger? She doesn't know where Herman is. Pingal. Abby. I was told to say it. Where is Herman? I have no idea where Herman is. Herman's like asleep somewhere, like hanging out. He just does this. Like, it used to freak me out a lot, and it still does to some degree, but y'all just like, if you have a black cat, they just go missing. And he hides from her sometimes to just get like a nap in without having to deal with her being all over him as well. Because she loves him, but he's like, please let me sleep. They have a really cute dynamic. All right, so I am being told by one guy in chat that itch.io or Voices of the Void is special, specifically the 24th of this month, which is today. I'm going to check and see if there's an update to the price. Or, okay, so it got an update yesterday. So, what do you guys want me to do? Vita Carnis, or do you want me to do Voices of the Void and then do Vita Carnis tomorrow? Hello, Abby. Hi. I don't know where he is. Vita has been put off a lot, right? But then the Voices of the Void thing is literally only today. Whichever you choose. It's supposed to be a surprise, whatever the Voices of the Void thing is. Is it the 24th of every month? Or is it just October? You could just change your system clock back one day. We could just do that. Any month. Why don't we just, not? This month? Or we set the clock back? Because I have been putting off Vita Carnis for a while. Why don't we do Vita Carnis? That's what it says in the tag that I'm going to do. And we can keep Voice of the Void on Wednesdays. And I can just go back a day on my computer. And then we can fix it later. Why don't we just do that? Because then everyone's happy, right? We get to see the thing tomorrow. We get to see this today. People have been asking if, just generally speaking, stuff like, am I not doing analog horror anymore? I am. And I'd like to do a lot of it, like, for the rest of this month. So if you have recommendations, YouTube's great. Obviously, chat is great as well. This is the one that's been requested the most recently. I don't know what the fuck this is. There's a warning on screen that says that it's got, like, content, like gore, flashing lights, violence, and death. If that's not your thing, This is your opportunity to bounce. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. You can find this on Darlin Quilloy's thing. We haven't seen Vita Carnis? Like, for real, for real?
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years. Creatures big and small have found ways...
This is nature's mockery, right?
...evolved to flourish in all types of environments. From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself. Only until very recently...
Are there subtitles? Yes, apparently.
New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changed
It's very
the
quiet
balance
on
of
my end
nature
as well.
and what we know about evolution itself. That is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have
we have
been
not done
studying
this one.
these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life. First, what are these new life forms? Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931, there has been much debate on what these newcomers are, and where they came from.
New life
Are they
forms.
extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth? Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity? From what our scientists have discovered, no. The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere. We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain, Earth is now their home. What these creatures are is mysterious and still not well known today. But here is what we do know.
That this is gonna get...
These creatures are comprised mainly of
claims
muscle
the song.
tissue, organs, and bone.
Hopefully the
They
talking
greatly
over it
resemble
will
animals
mute
with
it a
no
bit.
skin, or store-bought meat.
If I can, I'll try and just
Because
mute
of
the
these
song.
characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis. The Carnis species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat, not including their Carnis relatives. The Carnis only appear in places where there is an abundance of craw, which leads to the first creature of the Carnis species, the craw.
Okay.
The craw is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration. These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi. A primary stem structure is the host of divisions of other, smaller branches. And each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends of these tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces. Using its root-like tendrils, it absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy. Although, the craw also obtains energy through another means. Using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis, the dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the craw's growth.
So there's no... Why is it red, not green?
Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily...
Oh, okay, there was just like a black spot there. I was like, except for that one part of South America?
Allowing it to spread across the world, and can be found pretty much anywhere. Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the craw's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead. The craw's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed craw, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the craw as well. The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the craw, and the cycle begins again. This form of symbiosis leads to an environment where all populations thrive. Humanity also uses the craw to our advantage.
Why is his arm so long? Guess that's right. Something wrong about that.
Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients, it has been sustainably cultivated into domestic farms. The craw is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality. The craw may also be used as a food source for humans, and reliably so. But due to its unkindly appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards.
Yeah, it looks like it sucks. Like this I would not eat that. No.
The craw also plays a very important role in the next creatures that we have been studying.
You think it tastes like Twizzlers?
Sometimes, in a crawl-populated environment, a node of meat may develop on one of the branches. This node will fall off and grow into a functioning organism, and go to live on as an independent animal. This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing.
Well, there you go. That's where they come from. They come from the original, the crawl. If you want to cut out all these other things, you just like harvest crawl appropriately.
The first of these creatures are the trimmings.
All right, hold up. We lost some frames there. Once upon a time, something something. This is that same image. Yeah, a little bit of a Joe there, but all right. Add. It just seems like the ads don't work anymore. Thanks for the flashbang.
The trimmings. Trimmings
I love
are
that
small
content
animals
is never
that resemble
fixed.
skinned
Oh, I hate that.
raccoons. They are commonly known to have a plump body, round head, small eyes, nose.
Also, like, he's done fine with the sketches, but it does look like something that someone did in high school.
and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs. All individual trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics. One thing they all share in common is that they are made mostly of meat tissue, and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length, no longer.
All right. Wouldn't it? Humans are made mostly of flesh.
Larger than a basketball. Its life starts with its separation from the crawl. It will wonder to find anything that is edible and able to consume. Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and deceased animals.
Yeah, mostly that's like
Although
not
its
creepy.
appearance is unsightly,
Yeah,
it is a
I mean, that's
cowardly
creepy.
creature, only fleeing, screeching, and hiding when threatened. Because of its lack of defensive traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators.
Okay.
Naturally, its population would eventually die out. This is not the case. The crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers.
Okay.
Naturally,
So the-
trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl.
Is it safe to eat?
Trimmings
Yeah, that's a great
grow
question.
at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years. Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has even considered them pests, due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive noise at night.
The raccoons?
Besides all of this, some people still keep trimmings as pets, and relatively domesticate them. Nuisance or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers, to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold. The next species on our list is the meat snake.
Meat snake? Really? Okay. Not sure if I can actually show meat snake on stream. I'm not
The meat
I show
snake.
speed.
The meat snake is a worm-like creature, made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane. Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much it consumes.
Like, I love that he
When it
sketched these
first
all out.
separates
I
from
just
the
wish
craw,
he had
it
done
is only a few
slightly
centimeters
more
in
with
length.
it.
Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters.
There are
Although,
frames at the end
under
of each
extreme
episode? I see.
conditions,
Okay.
Like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length.
What? Wait, what?
The meat snake's war, or plague, it can, although, under extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length.
What?
The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism. The meat snake allocates its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby.
Okay, so like a real snake.
This process shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name. Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole. Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin, and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from
I
breaking
feel like you're
down
just
for as long
describing
as possible.
vultures
After
almost.
that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along
We're
the
watching
meat
this
snake's
because
track
it's
and slowly be implemented into
popular
its
in
own
the very
structure,
least.
extending the meat snake.
Wait, it okay, it just
Unsatisfactory
adds
parts
the
like
meat to
skulls,
itself?
pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted. Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will
Wait,
take the skull
don't
from
most
the
people like that's what happens? Yeah, not really. Yeah, okay.
consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has its own skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed.
Okay.
During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed. A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat
Hate it.
snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years.
Wow.
The meat snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating. Interestingly, the meat snake is the only member of the Carnis family that is able to reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two. Then the
Okay.
now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms. Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot, not too cold. Their population depends entirely on the amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes.
Okay, so that's why war.
Humanity will use them to our advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products. The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease. Humans use
And
meat
then what?
snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose of deceased animals. They are extremely tame,
Yeah.
not caring of any creature.
Meat snake seems like the name that someone would give it, like a nickname rather than. Yeah. It is a nickname. Okay,
Creatures around
fair.
them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame. Overall, meat snakes
Oh, I
are a
hate its
marvelous
face.
creature with a very interesting way of sustaining itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the
They all have
smell.
Latin names, but these are colloquialisms. Sure.
Our next creature is the mimic.
Oh. After being stranded at sea, the young prince was cast aside to an island, injured. Prince stumbled his way to a nearby cave. Prince used what magic he could to put himself to a healing sleep. I'm watching the individual videos. Oh, fuck. Frito's quesadillas. Oh, shit. There is a new Domino's ad on Bounty.
The Mimic.
Hey, Gigi, thank you for the raid. TwitchCon killed Gigi, but she lived. Oh, you went to TwitchCon? How was it? Does it come with the wrap? Yes, it does. Gigi was on Mike's stream? Yeah, with, fuck, who is that next to you? I saw that. Printmaster, yeah. Printmaster Stallion. It's cool, like he said, like, it's cool to see, like faces to names. What do you mean TwitchCon killed you? Just like you're exhausted from TwitchCon? Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, I'm kind of assuming that Mike's not going to come around tonight as a result. Lots of walking. Yep.
Bipedal creature with uncanny similarities to humanoid
Was
anatomy.
okay, hold up. Was the convention actually worth going to? You said maybe a Wednesday stream? All right. It was fun. Subtitles again? Sorry. Mike's all the Clinton kid. What is the Clinton kid's fucking deal again? Like, there's something weird with him, right? He streamed with Nanners. Wow. That's pretty cool. Like, well-known streamer Nanners. Pumph and all that.
Greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile. Although it resembles a happy face, this is due to coincidence, and
Entirely incisors, okay?
is only how their facial structure is shaped.
It's good for people like me, smaller streamers that need a hand, and meet bigger streamers, but I didn't go for Sunday. Friday and Saturday were enough. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people probably just go home. I'm so bad at, like, talking to people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to network at all. It's too awkward for me. I've been trying to do it, just popping into random people's chats. No good at it. I'm too fucking weird. Like, I don't know what to do. I need to get over that.
The maw of the mimic contains much more teeth than human.
I think, depending on how expensive the move is up to, you know, where we're going, I might be able to go to Too Many Games more often. Or at least drop by, hang out in the area.
And their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back. This tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing chunks whole.
Okay.
A mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
Yeah? Joe moment? Because the music stopped?
Because of this,
There
they
you
are
go.
found solely around human.
Hold on. Where is the spookle there? Stream with Fred. I have a thing that I want to do with Fred, but like I need to go to the library and I haven't had a chance.
Because of this, they are found solely around human-populated areas. The mimic's life cycle is made of three
Not in
stages.
California, though.
In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the craw. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4 appendages. In this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage.
You keep saying you're
life.
gonna, and then you don't have a schedule. Yeah.
Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning. Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated. It now stalks and feeds only on humans.
Mimic locked in a home after the owner escaped. Hate it.
Will locate human-populated area and begin its search for an easy target.
Okay.
To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself. These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture.
Hate it.
Once a target has been found, the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at night. Once the prey is within position, the mimic will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute and immediately begin consumption. Once the mimic has had its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal. Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering themselves. Once a human is in place, it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Oh, cool. Oh, this is gonna suck. I love it. Music? Wait, did it say he will replace you? I didn't catch that at all.
Kill the helpless target.
Where did it say he would replace you? Okay. Just stay in there. You just live in there now. This is where you live. Huh. I guess it was in the video. I heard something behind me. Can you not try and fuck one monster, chat? Like, find one monster you don't want to fuck. Jump scare any second now? Yep. That's a really good effect. It's probably just like a glove or something, but still. Fucking hate it.
The next stage of the mimic's life cycle has 2 potential morphs it may develop into. If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being.
Hate it.
It now can blend entirely into civilization, and lure other humans more effectively. The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter. Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid features will fade away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increase.
The drawing, I get what they were going for with the drawings, but they all seem very, like, especially with this handwriting, do not seem like science notes, and the showing of the spiral thing.
Increases in strength the more the elder mimic consumes. This excludes the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin. The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat,
Why?
leaving its mouth a toothless grin. It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet. Because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter. Here are the instructions.
Okay.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings. 2. If you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities.
Just fucking walk away.
3. If pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route.
Okay.
4. In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack.
And then die.
Make as much noise as you can to alert any other people. 5. If you have a weapon, do not use it. A mimic is fairly resilient, and any strikes or shots on a mimic is not effective enough to bring it down in time. Instead, use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any attacks. 6. In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area, and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey, and will move on.
Be safe, and avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs.
Yeah, yeah, what if you just use a bigger gun? Like, hitting it with a baseball bat, sure, but, like, use a bigger gun.
Next up, the Harvester.
Okay, we're gonna have a, oh, wrong window. That's the best I can see. Something was long. He slept for what seemed like forever, and he slept. As he slept, land around him changed, and it grew unrecognizable from when the prince first arrived. But the sleep still needed time to heal the prince, much more time, but it kept the prince safe while he rested, guarding him from the elements as the land changed. Oh no! Yeah, like, what about, like, high explosives? What about Americans? Or Second Amendment gun nuts? Like, that seems like a way to take something down. Approximately human-sized. Do you have any high explosives? No, I have just a regular pistol, but that doesn't, you know, I'm not a normal Texan. Sulfuric acid.
The Harvester. The Harvester is a large, bulbous mass, with a large amount of tendrils spreading from the base. The bulb measures around 3 meters in height and 2 meters in diameter. The tendrils,
Yeah,
on the
could you
other
cut
hand,
it?
can extend up to 150 meters in diameter horizontally. The harvester is a specialized form of crawl that grows in a unique and deadly way. A harvester is created when a node that will grow into a harvester, instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further. Its tendrils hidden just below the surface of the ground. The harvester is equipped with two types of specialized tendrils. The first type is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the surface. These branches are lined on each length of the tendril with spines, extending in the shape of a bear trap. On each side of the branch, those particular spines have a vein
you can press C for captions. Thank you, Nicholas.
Two types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin, which will attack the nervous system of whomever it is injected into, causing sudden paralysis. The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood cells from clotting.
Right.
Whenever a large animal moves across the area armed with these tendrils, the branches will clamp onto the animal and thrash violently. Once the prey has been injected with both venoms, the tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately collapse. The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis, and the wounds caused by the thrashing spines will not stop bleeding. All the prey can do is lie patiently, until succumbing to blood loss.
Sure.
Once the prey has bled out, the second type of tendrils come in. They lie below the spine equipped once. These branches are thick, but
it would
very
also
sturdy.
been good if he like scanned these instead of taking pictures with his phone.
Equipped with organelle that absorbs nutrients. These tendrils sense the blood, and move their way to the surface and begin to absorb the vital fluid. Once the blood has been consumed, the tendrils will wrap around the body and begin to shuffle downwards. This movement loosens the soil and slowly pull the body underground. Once secure, the tendrils will continue to feed until there is nothing but scraps. The nourishment absorbed by the tendrils will be sucked back into the main bulb of the harvester.
Oh.
This bulb houses all the vital organs and the venom glands.
So if you see a bulb, stay the fuck away from it.
The nutrients are then converted into usable energy. The remains underground decompose, providing a rich
well, what
soil,
the range is kind of confusing.
Prominent plant growth, which then attracts more animals.
It is, yeah, it's just a giant fungus, basically.
A strange behavior.
Why does it have two separate toxins? I don't know. Because you can't combine the two, I guess.
Only activate on
it could just be one toxin that acts both ways.
To pass by unaffected. The spines will also not activate on some species of bird. There are a couple theories as to why this happens. One, it could be that attacking smaller animals would cost too much energy for what they get in return. It
kind of reminds me of like a Venus flytrap as well.
Another could be that smaller animals may attract larger animals or predators, allowing a safe place where prey may thrive and lure more predators. It truly is astonishing. Although it is a spectacular creature, it is also very dangerous.
Meatus flytrap?
The harvester is decently rare, only populating sparse areas in the northern hemisphere and woodland forests.
Okay.
If you are stung by a harvester, there will be no way of helping you, being that there is no cure, and fatality is 100% possible.
My theory is that because the birds could fly away, large predators aren't enticed to go after them. And it's probably the same reason that they don't go after small animals. This is like too much energy to actually kill them. So it's not worth it on multiple fronts. It's better to just have them like use small animals and stuff as bait. Oop, what was that? Another page from our book? Family attacked by something, and it says authorities refuse to handle the harvester in a font that is very clearly not printed on the same page.
The best thing you can do is avoid encountering a harvester in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
If you are hiking, take note of any warnings or signs saying that there are harvesters around. If you also notice an abundance of lush, ground-dwelling plants in a forested area, and there are no signs of wildlife, this is suspicious and you should leave the area, staying close to the base of large trees or rocks. If you find yourself in the middle of a harvester ground, do not panic. Sudden movements may activate the tendrils and will inject you. Although a harvester is rather forgiving, do not risk any skittish movements. Remain calm. If you have any objects with considerable heft, like coats, backpacks, or full water bottles, gently take that object and lightly toss it towards the bulb, and away from your escape route. This will activate the spines on where the object lands, distracting the bulb for a moment.
Sure.
You will then slowly
throw
begin
some
to
children
do
at
wide
it.
shuffles
You're
away
right.
from the bulb.
What if you have like real thick loads and you just like
Possible, throw another object when you are certain you are a fair enough distance away, just to be safe. Continue until you are completely sure you are out of harm's way. You may come out unscathed, but don't be too obnoxious, or you will be a harvester's next meal.
don't be obnoxious?
Next up is the host.
Oh, great. Oh, hold on. We missed our thing. Little fellas join the would you like the text? Yeah, that's completely unreadable. I feel like the children's book is better drawn than his like sketch drawings. Outside the cave during the time of hardship, the island critters were struggling in blank. There was barely any food to go around, and they would gather whatever they could. It's all legible. It's very hard to read. So is this series ongoing still? Guess that's the thing to check. No, it's like a year ago, so maybe.
The host of influence. The host of influence, more commonly referred to as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event. Not to be confused with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease. The host is a semi-humanoid looking organism. It has the structure of a head, torso, and arms. Other than this, it shares no other characteristics.
Okay.
The lower half of the host is comprised of a mass of fibrous tissue and tendrils that burrow into the ground to hold the host in place. Instead of skin, the host is covered in muscular tissue fibers, tendons, and veins. In some parts of the body are covered in a meaty plate, used to cover any large exposed areas.
I think the
allowing
arm,
movement.
there's something weird about the humanoid image.
The host's head has a smooth surface where the face should be, attached to a crooked neck, which houses a slit in the front used for feeding. On the host's back is a mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are hollow, hair-like structures, extending outwards. These hairs are barrels that release spores produced within host's body by being fired into the air. These spores are hazardous, so keep clear of them at all costs. Luckily,
Oh, hold on.
the host
I looked away for half a second and we had a Joe moment. Like, I'll be honest, this seems very... I've seen this before. It feels like... Do you know what I mean? Okay, there's like a little cult or
Luckily,
something.
the host is rare, only found in North America.
Okay.
Obtaining info about the host is a very risky and daunting task. This is because of their rarity and of how dangerous it is to be up close to one. The spores released by a host is very
Spores?
dangerous when inhaled. A host will release a cloud of spores into the air, which will be picked up by wind and carried great distances. If an organism inhales the spores, the particles will find their way into the organism's brain and infect them. An infected
Captain,
organism
sorry.
will show no symptoms of infection
Do I need to back
right
up?
away.
You
but a
get you get spores if they see ya.
couple hours after infection, the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change.
Where did this
The
one
first
come
symptoms
from?
that appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints, and lack of coordination.
Me every day.
Then more serious symptoms appear over time. These include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles.
I don't know how I'd fucking notice.
If you, or someone you know show these symptoms, contact poison control or emergency services. After a total of 6 to 7 hours after infection, the organism will cease all activities.
Yeah, that's just like me when I'm like mixing my uppers and my downers or something, like coffee and sleep medicine.
Previously doing and begin to walk. The direction the infected will walk is towards the host whose spores have been inhaled by the infected individual. If the infected makes their way to the host, they will kneel down in front of it, expose their vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those organs.
Okay.
The host will consume them and discard the leftover scraps. However, if an infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection, the effects will wear off and return back to normal.
Would? If monsters ever are real, you're all fucked. Like, thank fuck for that, because, like, literally, if monsters or aliens ever show up, my career's over. Even if they're peaceful. Because you guys are going to be out there fucking them rather than watching me. Like, seriously, my career's completely over.
If a host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself and move to a new location.
As one does.
Their scarce numbers and the hazard of being around one makes getting info about the host very daunting. All you need to currently know is that the host is extremely
What about, like, a
dangerous
gas mask or something?
and should be avoided at all costs. Next, the monoliths.
Like, I feel like all of these are a fucking problem. Like, different levels of problem. Although one day the critters found the cave while searching for food, and they found a prince in a trance in his healing sleep, and the critters were so in awe and enchanted by the prince's magic. Okay? Yeah, like, what happens if a meat snake goes into a harvester? I mean, I guess you guys have refractory periods, so, like, I will get some stream time. Just when the monsters are real and you're out there fucking them, please just leave me on in the background at least. Like, I'm used to it at this point, but, like, then at least I can still have a career when the monsters show up. Deal? Rev, I don't even know what sex is. Okay.
The monolith is a very new creature, only showing up in June of 1972, in the area of... There are only 7 monoliths, all of them located in a circular position, 1.5 kilometers in diameter. This ring of monoliths surrounds... The monolith is a Titanic-sized being, measuring roughly 120 meters in height. Each monolith has 2 trunk legs that are firmly embedded underground. The legs connect to a torso.
How did this thing show up and no one noticed?
The creature itself is made of hundreds of thousands of meaty strands, tightly woven together to form the structure. These strands end at the neck, fusing into a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in its center. On each side of the monolith where arms would be, there are dozens of
These are like school
rope-like
teachings of it?
appendages.
I don't know if
These
I
reach just barely
vibe with
to the
that.
ground.
Like, why would they use that
At
in
the
an
creature's
informational
feet, the
thing?
strand-
It's just kind of weird. You know? Like, the drawings have that, like, I'm on a path to be a good artist, but haven't gotten there yet. Like, the lines are real faint. They are using, like, I don't know, fucking regular pencils to sketch. So you don't have those deep, dark lines that you would expect. It's not bad. He could have scanned him and then, like, I don't know.
Hands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance
It just
away.
doesn't look quite right. I don't know what he's going for
What the
with them.
monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing. The only
there you go.
activity documented that the monoliths have done was in. During this period, they were extremely aggressive. When the group of were making their way to the city, the monolith that they had passes roared a deep bellow and swung its appendages at the team, completely wiping them out. When military vehicles were dispatched, once they got close enough to top the monolith, it roared another call, this time releasing an EMP blast, completely knocking the vehicles out in the vicinity. Finally, long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature. Although damaged, it regenerated at great speed and resumed its stance unscathed. Eventually, the area has been fenced off and is now restricted to all. Ever since, the monolith stands silently, now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery, only adding more questions to these meat beings. And finally, the last creature on this list is...
Orb? Oh. There's a lot of things that just happened there. We got a storybook. What is this creature? I cannot read that. I'll need another. All right, so there's like Earth that shows up for a couple frames, and then more questions such as, is the face hole fuckable? No, the face hole looks to be giant. Your cock is not that big. The 7th page with the critters. Who's this creature? Why are they here? Are they dangerous? A thought was brought up. Thank you, Gear, by the way. What is this creature? Could it use magic? Its magic to help us? And it may grow food or heal sickness. They continued to argue about the prince and his magic. In the end, the majority of the creatures agreed the prince was dangerous and should not be meddled with.
Marvelous and majestic world that exists today. It's as extraordinary to have such strange and mysterious beings appear all around us. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery of the lives of these living meat creatures.
I mean, so far this feels like first project. Like, it's not bad, it's just like I've seen this before, you know? Like, legitimately, I feel like I've seen most of this shit before. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be right back, and then we'll finish this one off. But I'm just not vibing with it yet. It's a little rough. I don't know. This came out last year, and then you've got, like, what was the one with the, what were they called? The screaming ones, and there was that PS1 game. Very much reminds me of Gemini Home and Tanning. Yeah, that's it. Well, hello, Abble Babble. Oh, it's the boy. Hello, the boy. It's not time yet. It's not time yet. You got like an hour and 14 minutes. You don't like the answer to that. Boy time? I don't think it's boy time. I'm gonna get some water. I don't know, man. This all feels like very This feels like very cookie cutter analog horror, you know? Like, I've seen all this before. I'm sorry to kind of like dunk on it, but I mean, like,
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years.
we'll finish the series at least.
Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments.
Yeah, like none of this
From
is
barren
super
wastes to lush
new.
forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself.
Oh, this is
Only
the same
until
one again.
very
I was like,
recent-
we've seen this.
This could be the greatest discovery of the age.
Let this feeling in.
Have any information of the whereabouts of
Be making a dish that has recently gained a fair amount of popularity. Today's dish will be a cheesy craw penne.
Oh, the long one has orb?
This could be
Let's see what orb is. What? Okay. I didn't realize there's a new element at the end.
the singularity is
Singularity is an orb comprised of... Is that what you're actually saying, though?
an orb comprised
Yeah.
of a dark-colored mineral with hints of luminous colors within its core. The singularity is estimated to be 1 meter in diameter. The orb has several unique qualities that are not well understood. The singularity typically can be found suspended in air by an unseen force. There are also a variety of reading that have been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, energy signatures, and other.
Okay, so who the fuck is this? This is the problem I have with, like, this is a research documentary, but this is classified information, right? Vita Carnis, the singularity, the orb. If this is research documentary, why are you using children's drawings? Like, okay. Like, I don't know who this is for and who made this. Like, in universe.
Pattern-like signals released by the singularity. The population of these creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials. We were only able to receive one classified document about the singularity being held by...
So is this like in-universe conspiracy theorists?
Marvelous and majestic world that exists today. It's as extraordinary to have such strange and mysterious beings appear all around us. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery of the lives of these living meat creatures.
this could be the greatest discovery of the age.
That has recently gained a fair amount of popularity. Today's dish will be a cheesy craw penne.
Yeah, you didn't really mix it all that well. Subs, sorry, I don't know why it keeps turning them off every video.
To start off, these will be the ingredients you will need. 3 cups of penne pasta. Roughly 3 cups worth of fresh craw. Try to get a variety of sizes when you buy yours, or when you harvest them yourself. 1 cup of cheese. Half a cup of green onion. 1 teaspoon of salt. 2 tablespoons of Cajun spice. 2 tablespoons of parsley.
Was there something coming in from the side there? No, it's just... Yeah, there's a shadow here that wasn't there before.
1 tablespoon of dill. 1 tablespoon of garlic, a pinch of pepper, and finally, the most crucial ingredient, Nutrier Company's newly released Flavor Enhancer. To bring out the richness of flavors within each and every meal. First, get a medium-sized pot and fill half of it with water.
That's so not how you would do. My God, you fucked that step up.
Add a pinch of salt, which is used to help the pot come to a boil faster and help flavor the pasta.
Does that even work? I know people say that, but like, how would that work? To add salt to water to make it boil faster. I feel like that's an old wives' tale. There's, I mean, seasoning your water is good, sure, but I don't think that actually makes it boil faster. Okay, I hate this, but this is the best part of the series so far because this looks very real. I don't know what he did to make this, but this sucks. I hate how gross this thing is. Huh. Mm-hmm.
Crawl is soft on the outside, but the interior has a surprising sturdiness.
Feels like that's the opposite of what I'm looking at. The interior feels like it's much easier to chop.
Then, gather the meat and set aside.
Like maybe get the string, and that one's not chopped at all. Come on, man. I wonder what that is.
Mince the green onion into rough segments.
You should probably clean that off a bit. Guess it doesn't really matter because it's all going in a thing, but...
Take this mince and set aside.
It could have just been
well.
like homemade sausage.
Next, grab your skillet and preheat with along some oil. Take your minced crawl and spread it evenly across the skillet. Stir occasionally until crisp and brown. As your water reaches a boil, add your penne and stir occasionally.
Yeah, you did not mince that at all.
Cook until soft.
It's,
At
what
this
the fuck
time,
did you cook
your
it on? That's a
crawl will be
table.
brown and crisp.
Wait, how did it...
Add your minced green onion and then the spices. Mix well. Once your pasta
I feel like you
is
should have
finished
done that.
cooking, strain it.
Okay.
Lay your cooked penne evenly into your dish.
Is it cooked?
Then add the crawl topping. Sprinkle a generous amount of cheese along the still warm crawl for it to melt. At this point, finish preparing the dish with your flavor enhancer, but allow your dish to cool to a temperature below 60 degrees Celsius, or else the enhancer will not work.
What is the enhancer? Also, what kind of
And
cheese?
now you may serve and enjoy.
The cheese isn't melted. It's fucking raw. Dude, that's depression food. Like, that's me on a good day would make that. Who are they? Isn't MSG just like salt? This has the same energy as Gordon's grilled cheese.
Many people get pets for companionship. They form bonds and grow relationships with these animals, even to the point of them being considered a part of the family.
Sure.
Most people get dogs or cats, but
Yeah.
maybe you want something more interesting.
No, that's good.
Then, you may want to get yourself a trimming. These lumps of meat have grown
Oh,
a
that's
reputation
great.
to be a loving companion for many people in the recent months. Although, most people may not know the proper ways to care for them. Today, we will be showing you how you can care for your pet trimming.
This thing sucks. I hate looking at it.
Taking
Why would you
care of a
keep that in your
trimming
house?
is fairly easy, but this is no reason to slack off. They are living things and do require maintenance. The first thing to keep in mind when keeping a trimming is the temperature of your home. While trimmings are resilient to both high and low conditions, you want to keep your base temperature near room temp, maybe slightly cooler.
Okay.
That being said, trimmings prefer warmer areas to nest. A simple setup you may use is a box with some blankets on the inside. Make sure there is enough for your trimming to cover itself. And now, you have a comfy bed for your buddy. Next,
I
you
love
want
that
to
they
give
have
your
a
trimming the
puppet.
best
It's great.
diet possible.
That's the best thing about the
Trimmings
series
are
so
not
far.
picky
The
eaters
last two
and will
episodes.
eat
This one and the
anything you
last
give
one.
them. To keep your trimming healthy and strong, a diet of dry cat or dog food that is high in protein, provided 2 times a day, is best. As a treat, you may give your trimming any scraps of your food. Things like apple cores, banana peels, or
Banana.
eggshells are a perfect snack. A thing to remember is trimmings are nocturnal and make plenty of noise.
That's really annoying.
To prevent you from having sleepless nights, try to give your trimmings first meal in the late morning or afternoon. This helps them be active during these times instead. Another thing to consider if you want a pet trimming is where they will be living. Your home should have enough space for your trimming to roam around, as well as access to the outdoors, like a backyard. If not, be sure to take your trimmings on regular walks. This gives your trimming the exercise they need, as well as allowing them to meet other trimmings.
What are the odds that they only made one and then they've just like stitched this image together right along this line?
Trimmings are a social creature and need to interact with others of their kind, like how they do in the wild. When it comes to entertainment, trimmings are not the most active and aren't the best at fetch or tug of war. But here are other ways to keep your trimming entertained. Some toys that trimmings like are little items they can push, around, pull, or carry. Trimmings also enjoy things that you enjoy as well, like watching the television or listening to the radio. They love seeing and listening to all the funny things coming from the devices.
What? The clock is on a separate layer, so like it doesn't when the camera has distortion, it doesn't wiggle with it. Okay.
After a long day, your trimming might be dirty and need a wash. To clean them, start your bath with a gentle warm water. Mix.
I will say that I absolutely would like curb stomp every single one of these that I saw. I'm sorry if you have one as a pet, but I fucking hate you and I will kill it if I see it. You keep your weird freak inside.
With a bit of hand or body wash. Gently scrub the trimming's feet, armpits,
I'm
belly,
deleting
and
that
neck
thing.
fold. Remember to be careful around their face and avoid getting soap in their eyes, nose, and mouth. Gently pat dry with a towel when done. Now your buddy is all clean.
Boop.
And lastly, as said before, trimmings are social creatures.
It's
so
like
be
the
sure to
most
give them
awkward
plenty of
petting.
affection. They love receiving pats, scratches, and pets. They also love to sit with you and cuddle. Since they communicate with each other in the wild, it is best to replicate this behavior with them as well.
Uh-huh.
Simply talking to them is plenty enough. You can talk about your day, if anything interesting happened at work, if you are working on any new recipes, or talk about the weather. Trimmings are very good listeners and love to be involved.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the
With all of
practical
these in mind,
effects.
you are now well equipped to have a trimming become a part of the family. Do things right, and you will have a companion for a long while.
What if they start to grow to become mimics? I think that it implied that mimics are a separate species. Hey, real quick, wait a minute. Mimics come from the same fucking... So the what is it called? The crawl, right? Mimics and those little fuckers come from crawl, right? Mimics murder people. Why are we keeping the fucking things? Why are you allowed to grow crawl in your fucking house? Like, if you don't want people to get fucking murdered by mimics, that seems like a real bad idea. He's just a little baby? One day, the prince awoke suddenly. Thanks to the creditor's assistance, the healing process had finished very quickly. The prince had fully recovered and now was fully awake and aware of their surroundings. Surprised by the sudden awakening, the critters... the night. I mean, honestly, so far, the best stuff is, like, the practical effects. I'm not a fan of the hand-drawn shit. That's pretty bad. And, like, the rest of it is very, like, seeing that. But, like, a little puppet or, like, the cooking video, those are great, man. I'm alright with missing the page, man. Don't be mean to the meat puppy. The meat puppy wants you dead. It's learning about you. Fuck that thing, man. Foreign.
In the year of 1945, with the war finally ended, the cleanup process had started. During routine sweep of an underground train tunnel, the cleanup crew made a grotesque discovery. Found completely filling the tunnel was a meaty wall, and in the center of the mass was an opening with several skulls surrounding it. Closer inspection of the blockage revealed that the mass was actually an extremely engorged meat snake. Its impeccable size had blocked off the entirety of the tunnel's
Help, stop, bro, I'm stuck.
Path. There was many strange things with this creature. First was
Ooh,
the
I love that.
coloration. A typical meat snake's color is bright reds and light browns. This particular meat snake was a very deep maroon. Another strange thing about it was its behavior. This creature barely moved. Meat snakes are normally sluggish and encumbersome, but the specimen discovered seemed to lack even basic motor functions. Its behavior was that of a plant's. stationary, with only minor movements within. One would assume it was dead. The reason the meat snake may act this way may be because it was completely lodged in place.
Yeah, I mean, it was stuck. What do you expect?
To conserve energy.
Right.
But how would it have gotten this deep into the tunnel in the first place? And by the looks of weathering, it had been in there for quite some time. So how did it get so large? The answer was discovered by a different cleaning crew, who found the other end of the tunnel. They followed it until it met with the other end of the meat
Yeah, I mean, that seems like the way to do it.
Alongside it was a huge pile of
Yeah.
This meat snake's skin also displayed great amounts of resilience.
Also, I thought they, like, split once they got too big. That was like their breeding habit. Why didn't this one? Because it's cool?
It took several days of cutting to even obtain a sample. Here, you can see the clear difference between this meat snake specimen versus a normal meat snake's membrane. Testing on the sample showed that it had great immunity to damp.
Okay, this is really fucked up, but someone's smelling, like, someone's cooking something that smells really good. And now I'm, like, low-key, like, should I do the Domino's thing?
It tolerated extreme freezing temperatures, extreme heat temperatures.
Well, I don't know if
and even high
Tilda
doses
wants
of radiation.
Pizzazzle.
It is a wonder how such durability can occur in an organic creature. Another strange phenomenon is the smell off the skin. Normally, it would have a sour smell of rotting flesh. But the specimen displayed a rather pleasant smell, like that of cooking scrambled eggs.
Texted her Domino's bounty.
Meat snake was later discovered to be missing by unknown
Scrambled eggs.
How the meat snake grew in size was discovered to be
Grew and thighs. I don't think that's what they said. Oh, there it was. Oh, there was a text back. Wife says, hell yeah. All right. Let me get that set up. Something went wrong with the bounty and it could not be activated. Cancel. Oh. Oh, I missed the window. Oh, okay. No pizza. There's one for the front, whatever the hell that game is. Ooh, there's gonna be, I mean, you know what? There was that other little fella from that one where it was like, rah, 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 grabby hands around the side. That great. Keep with the practical effects, dude. If you watch this, that's like the best. That's the best thing you're doing, and it's the most original thing you're doing. It's so much goddamn work, but it looks really good when you have little meat fella, you know? Or like the how to cook it. Like, you fucked up cooking, but like, at least it was more interesting than like standard Joe's in the garage moments. I appreciate the practical effects. There are no closed captions for this video. That definitely is the highlight. Yeah, the mimic thing where you could see the mimic running around, that was fucked. I hated that. Wife is sad now that we're not gonna have Pizzazzle. Canada! I mean, this is such like an analog horror thing where it's like, clearly these are photoshopped. Amazing. Give me nothing. See, that's great. I love that. That? Wonderful. Yes. I don't want to see or hear or understand what's happening. Less TTS voice, more practical effects. That kid just clipped out in Gmod. Oh, that's great! Holy shit, that's awesome! Yes, yes, King, more of that, more of that. Let's go. Like, it was like a skull that the flesh was melting off of. Yeah, I think the implication is that it replaced the baby. Yeah. Upside down Canada. Yeah, it looks like a meat harvester got the kid. Also, how is it screaming? Doesn't it paralyze you? I think the implication is it started digesting them before they died, yeah. Oh, the mom went down too. Can you turn it down? Sure, sorry. Okay. Oh, we're back to the flavor enhancers. Yeah, that was great. That was actually spookle.
Flavor. The most crucial component to enjoying a good meal. The way food tastes is what makes eating so pleasurable. But what if you could savor every little detail you could possibly want? That is why we, at RevScarecrow, have made it so that you may enjoy every single bite you take. With our product, the Flavor Enhancer, you can extract every last morsel of taste from your plate. With overwhelming demand for this essential product, even since our start earlier this year, we have delivered what you wanted. Now introducing the Flavor Enhancer Deluxe. Now packaged in a larger size and modified recipe, there is now even more savory goodness to go around. Since our debut in mid-1990, the Flavor Enhancer has shown to be a major hit, with our product flying off the shelves. The Flavor Enhancer Deluxe will allow us to satisfy your growing, tasting needs. Now allowing you to add even more enhancer to your dinner, making your food even better to enjoy.
Turmeric?
The Flavor Enhancer Deluxe, available on shelves now.
Apply the enhancer below 60 degrees Celsius for optimal flavor. It's kind of hard to get things above 60 degrees Celsius, isn't it? What is 60? That's like... So just don't put it in the oven. It's 140 degrees.
New Trier Co. Experience true savor.
What? It's less than oven temperature, but it's still pretty warm. These
larger serving sizes make dining even more pleasant, now allowing more generous amounts of
That's just
enhancer at a
turmeric.
time. Flavor Enhancer Deluxe, now available in stores near you. New Trier Co. Experience true savor.
Okay.
Make your taste buds pop with the new deluxe size. Make tasting even more awesome.
Spoil your kids with this essential part of every meal. New Trier savor.
Wonder if it's the spores? Yeah, I didn't put that together, but I bet you it is.
Flavor Enhancer Deluxe. Required for all meals, no matter how small it seems, just a little more. It is crucial in everyday eating.
You need the flavor enhancer to enjoy eating.
Yeah, I bet you that's what it is. Ads in the 90s were weird. Okay, I mean... Alright. Why would that be an ad? Your audio is killing me. Dude, it's all over the goddamn place. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know where the audio is gonna be. It's like somewhere between like very quiet to ear-splitting loud. There's no mixing. Like, I don't know in advance where it's gonna be, so I don't know what to do. Audio mixing is not my strong suit either, so I'm not gonna knock him for it, but both of us need to get our shit together. Uh-oh, it's on YouTube. I wonder if any boomer has ever come across one of these. Like, I'm talking the kind of boomer that yells at a Halloween decoration that's an animatronic that's running low on battery. And they think that it's, like, possessed by the devil. I'm talking about, like, that level of intelligence. And they're watching this and they're just like, what the fuck? Why is no one talking about this? Facing charges after numerous reports of sickness after consumption of their product, the Flavor Enhancer. The only statement made by the company so far dismissing any issues that their product is safe to consume. I missed one? What do you mean I missed one? Okay. Are we doing the cordyceps thing? That's why ants. Sure. Carcass conflicts with something. Private Organization of Containment and Research Consult Association Society, or Carcass, has been experiencing a backlash from the government agencies about cooperation and violation of newly introduced policies of blank. Why'd you name your organization Carcass?
In the distant horizon, the group of
real
monoliths
voice.
stands vacant. Although closed off to outsiders, their stance can be observed well outside the perimeter. It is known to have hundreds of thousands of fibers that weave themselves deep underground, all connected in a grand mycelial network.
Okay.
You might be confused as to why you received this package.
Yeah.
This was left to you because we share a common goal.
Okay.
I'm aware that you studied Carnis and researched their properties. I'm also aware that you received backlash for doing so. Something isn't as it seems, and you know this too.
I need a conspiracy board, man.
Unexplained phenomena, countless casualties, missing persons, fatalities, and yet no proper action, and a notable silence about these affairs.
Yeah, with red strings.
I'm afraid and confused.
I have no reason to make one because, like... But you know what I mean? Like, I need one.
Because they don't want us to know. We've been kept in the dark while those above us slither and miss the blind.
Hey, hold up. People have found my ARG, they just haven't bothered to solve it. I directed people directly to it. Hey, you notice how, like, in this image, none of them have the thing? Like, it's in this one, but not in these two. I think? I guess it is. It's just black and white. Okay, never mind.
They have slowly been numbing our minds to their schemes. But they've made one crucial error. Trails, crumbs, traces of information. I've collected these pieces and found their loose ends. This is why I've left this message to you. The documents included with the stamp is all the information that I have gathered. Every continuity, every cover.
This is not the one that they make you scream in agony, so you have to ignore them. No, that was Gemini Home Entertainment.
They all lead here. Something has been going on these few years.
Yeah, I think that it's borderline impossible to actually decipher the audio, and I think that's why no one can solve it. Is that they can't the audio balancing. Like I said, we both need to get our shit together.
Something they don't want us to know about. Just where you come in. I don't have the power to change things, but you do. Alongside the documents are plans. Plans for a meeting, one of great importance. You have the resources. This information I've provided to you.
The physical props are the best part of this.
I just hope it isn't too late.
The monoliths are truly an astonishing sight to behold.
Like, all right. Cool. That was tape being ripped off a box. Okay, this is the last one. One last one.
Mission brief.
Real voice?
3 ground teams are tasked with infiltrating a previously abandoned mall titled Facility 0, which is located in the restricted zone based on our info. The mission will take place in 3 stages: infiltration, encirclement, and ambush. Primary objective is to capture the facility and seize the items of interest for extraction. Numerous armed guards are located within the facility. Avoid detection and keep up your guard.
Okay. Yeah,
Alpha
the triangle
team,
is going to be
in
a monolith. 100%.
Beta team, in position.
Gamma team, in position.
Copy. Beginning phase 1.
Eyes on the point. Clearing pathway now.
Oh, I'm loving this. This episode is pretty good.
Pathway cleared. Give it the green light.
Okay. But couldn't you have just, like, gone around? I forgot what those were called. They're the traps. It has, like, roots. Yeah, but I would figure these are, like, the AoEs. Right? Like, this is the root network of the harvester? Or I guess, is this the... Okay, let me put it to you this way. This is an entire mall. This cannot be just the bulb, right? The circles probably aren't that precise, yeah. And there's some overlap here, which is weird. It just seems like a weird choice to shoot it. Could be for safety. I mean, it just seems like a security
Copy.
risk.
Green light is a go. Begin phase 2 in advance.
They're trying to... Okay, so there's some sort of cult that is hanging out inside the main area, right? It might have been shot with a chemical. Okay, fair. I would still avoid walking on that.
Alpha team, copy. Beginning advance. All right, we're heading out. Move, move, move!
Oh, they're doing the video game thing. Really good shit. I think this is a video game. But yeah, that's the one they shot. Okay. Yeah, his movements are too steady. Do I have to say it? Yeah, go for it. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you would? Okay, fair.
Lights off. Come on. Move.
Why even have lights on in the first place? Can't you just, like, I don't know, night vision or thermal? Is it the guy from... Is Gianni? That's the guy from, Ultra Kill. Right?
Keep your distance. Single file.
Is that music or is it an alarm?
Halt! In position, awaiting green light.
I mean, it definitely looks like video gamey. Why does it still have power? Because, you know, they're using it still.
Eyes are secure. Turning blind. Light's green.
Copy. Green light is a go. Begin phase 2 in advance.
My wife is an expert at knowing voice actors. She'll stop a show and be like, you know who that is? Like, no idea. And she'll be like, Bartomeo. I'm like, really? And I'm like, yep, that's... I forgot which one we were watching. It was the one where it's like, the guy it's an izakaya and he has access to like the shop. And he can just buy and make food. And then there's like a giant wolf that hangs out with him. Does anyone know what the name of that izakaya is? Anyway, the voice actor from that is the same voice actor as Baltimore, or however you pronounce his name, the fanboy from One Piece. And he plays a different one, yeah. Another World, the cooking one, I don't know. But she just knows that. She knows fucking all of them. I love my wife. She's so cool. Campfire cooking something? Yeah, I think that's it. It's pretty cozy. So those are those guys bad guys? I guess they are, because they're kind of standing weird. Yeah, they might be mimics. Yeah, they have to have been.
Alpha team in position. We are experiencing mechanical interference. Should we resume? Copy. Phase 3 is still a go. Preparing for breach.
Breach in 3, 2, 1. Breach.
How was your second day, Cock Bunch? Hopefully good.
Get down! Get down! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Get down! Get down! Put down your weapon! Get down! Put down your weapon! Put your hands up! Get down! I said get down!
Did it go well or not? Like how... Like, I guess we have the CCTV cameras, so it would imply that it turned out okay? Yeah, man, this... Wait, film theory? Oh, because they probably covered it. You gotta shout out that support. Like, say what you want about film theory, but, like, the amount of exposure something like film theory could do for a series like this is massive. You absolutely do thank them after that. So, like, it's fine. You know? Like, I like the meat puppet. We watched the Mimic defense instructional tape. Yeah, film theory is also run by Matt Pat. It's all right. I just don't really feel like it did much that was original aside from the practical effects. You know, that was cool. Well, the rest of it is just like, honestly, you could splice in like Gemini Home Entertainment at random into this series and not even notice. You know what I mean? The Facility Zero video was pretty good, though it reminds me of that other one where it was like SCP stuff. There was like a site where like you had to jump off the roof in order to get back to... This is not Gemini Home Entertainment. Yeah, exactly. Like the red SCP Overlord, not Overlord, although Overlord is fucking banger. I mean the one that's done in video game stuff. I think the screeching thing is fine. I think just like balance the audio levels, sure. But not the video game that changed. It was like no, not Pets Cop. There was one where they did like machinima to do like an SCP thing, but they treated it as if it was real. I think we watched it. There was one where they had to swim to the bottom of some sort of reactor or something. What was that one? Because I'm pretty sure we watched that series. That series I think I found and I liked it. Like it was unique that they were using machinima for it, and it looked convincing enough for the longest time. So they kind of did that. I don't know, like a lot of this just kind of feels like aping on shit I've seen before. Which is sad to say. I'm sorry. Not talking about Been Drowned. Huh. Pets Cop is not the one I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Pets Cop. SCP analog horror. Not this one. God, what was the name of that one? Matt Pat being transphobic for 2 minutes. I think it might have been Evan Royalty. Yeah, it's this series where it's all done like in
What I find interesting is that much of the things we've encountered are touched upon in these papers.
a video game with some like motion tracking and shit.
Descending.
Like this one was cool just because it was unique. And then eventually they got the budget to do like Ghost Town and SCP Overlord, which are fucking amazing short films. The more recent project they did failed to get enough dosh to make it a thing, which is unfortunate. Yeah, a lot of this just kind of felt like I've seen this before. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got a new background because it doesn't say fuck. And that was an issue, is sometimes I would actually accidentally show my desktop right at the beginning of a video. So I need to switch it out, but for now it'll be this. Why do I have this still saved? Should get rid of that. I don't know if even it counts it's saying fuck. You know? I'm like, what is this one? And I'm like, yeah, that's why I saved it. Well, I'm gonna go check and see if my wife is home. Because she went to work early today, so maybe she came home early. Do a quick sweep of the house. If the algorithm attempted to read videos, it'd probably be flagging random fucks all over the place. Well, there was that one time that, what was it that Vinny said? Something or other, Chan? Or something, and it thought you said the really mean C word that will get you bonked. And it's like, you just didn't say that, but like the video thought. I mean, like, Gemini Home Entertainment, Local 58, all that stuff did that first. And better? Not my thing. I'll be right back. Give me like a minute to go take a quick look around the house.